Cape Cod Broadcasting weaves the listening environments of 99.9 WQRC, Ocean 104.7, WFCC Classical 107.5, Cape Country 104, and CapeCon.com's website experience to reflect the lifestyles of the people who live, work, and play on Cape Cod. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal. I'm here in the studio with YMCA Cape Cod President and CEO Stacie Peugh and Rene King, Program Director for the new YMCA Achievers Program. Thank you both so much for being here with me today.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
We're talking about this new program that is going to be launched later this year. Now, the YMCA has been here on Cape Cod for many years off Route 132 in West Barnstable. But tell us about this new program that you're starting. Rene?
This is one of the YMCA USA's premier youth development programs. It's for youth ages 12 to 18 that are in need of some support. It was originally founded in Central YMCA, Houston, Texas. And today the program has evolved to include the needs of all students to help them reach their potential. It is geared toward college preparation and other sustainable careers. And that's the framework of the program.
Now, Stacie, you came to the Cape from another community where I understand you also put this program into place. Is that right?
Yeah, I lived in upstate New York before moving to the Cape and had a great opportunity to work with a large YMCA association that launched this program originally in urban communities, the Albany, Schenectady, and Troy area, and then further expanded it to some of the suburban communities. And I was able to launch the program within the suburban community of where I lived. We had 20 kids our first year in the program, and every year it has grown. And the first 4-year scholarship that was ever awarded for the program was to one of the students in the program that I had started at our YMCA. So it's an unbelievable program that I just saw a great opportunity for this community to adopt and adapt.
What was it about Barnstable where you thought this would be a good fit?
Well, a little over a year ago, I had the great fortune of being invited to Barnstable's Human Services Committee meeting by Heidi Nelson at Duffy Health Center. She sits on the committee. And we were brought to the table just to learn more about what youth programs the YMCA offers. And as I presented that information and then also listened to the great concern that there was amongst the Human Services Committee about programs for youth and the opiate issue on Cape Cod, I reflected back on this program that we were running in New York. And I thought, I wonder if this program might be a good fit. So I started spending more time talking with the Human Services Committee and town councilors about the design of the program and how it might fit the local needs. We did some research on Barnstable High School just as a starting point to try to see if some of the same concerns were showing up in data, and we were able to see some similarities and really saw that this program nationwide really helps address some of those disparities that exist for at-risk youth.
What did the data show for Barnstable High?
Well, interestingly, Barnstable High School has about 20% of it is a minority low-income population. And students who fall into that category, it shows that they're not pursuing higher education at the same rates as their Caucasian counterparts. And that is typically the theme of where that can be seen in a community, that this program has a great niche. So kids who are feeling like they don't have a path to college, which would then lead to a career where they're feeling confident in contributing to society, is really what we saw some of the data indicating. And we thought maybe this would be a great opportunity for us to bring the program here and see if it can help fill that gap.
Now, Rene, you've been involved with teaching and mentoring kids in this community for many years. What got you interested in this program?
While I had my career with IBM, I was recognized as a YMCA achiever. I worked firsthand with the program in Boston, Massachusetts. Not only was I a volunteer for the program, I helped years after facilitate the program within the corporation. So one of the key components of this program is students that aren't quite sure what career they might pursue or what careers there are. This program helps them see that firsthand through the professional volunteers that support the program.
It seems like the program is really about giving kids options for the future, particularly kids perhaps whose parents did not go to college. This is giving them the option that they could be college bound when perhaps they've never even thought of themselves as that. Is that really a big part of this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge component. We certainly want to break the cycle of poverty. And we know that pursuing higher education beyond high school certainly leads to the potential for someone to earn an income that gets them out of the poverty cycle that their family may have gone through.
Now, how do you find the kids that will be a part of this program from the high school, of the youth and community center? Where do you find these kids?
We have been talking about that a lot over the last year as we've been developing the program. We are starting specifically in Barnstable because we recognize the need in this community and are looking to expand it to other communities. But when we started with Barnstable, we have reached out to many organizations that work with children, serve children, and would have access to the knowledge of a student that would be in need of this program. Our primary relationship has been with Barnstable High School principal Pat Clark, who has just been amazing and so supportive of us bringing a program together to the community that will serve students at his school. So partnership with the school is going to be key. But then we've also built a strong relationship with the Hyannis Youth and Community Center and people in the town who know of a kid who's in need of this program because they interact with them, whether it's, through a youth group program or any other opportunity that they might see that there is a child at risk. We're reaching out and saying, please recommend a student that you think really needs this program.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal. I'm talking to Stacie Peugh, President and CEO of the Cape's YMCA, and Rene King, who is leading a new program at the Y to help kids who may benefit from having mentors to keep them on the right track. Now, you had mentioned, Stacie, 20% of local kids fall into that category of perhaps needing this assistance. That seems like a high number to me. Tell me a little bit about how you came up with that number.
That's a combination of students who are qualified as low income, according to poverty standards, and minority students that attend Barnstable High School. And so the statistics are available on the Massachusetts Department of Education website, and that's where we gathered that data.
So official state statistics that really show that there's a need in this community. What are the statistics on what the results have been from this program?
Yeah, my statistics are more relevant to the national outcomes that the program is seeing and producing. 90% of the students that participate in the program are going on to pursue higher education.
That's incredible.
It's really just a proven program with great care and support for each individual student. I think that's probably one of the keys to why it's so successful and what success you can have when caring adults become involved in a teenager's life in helping them to pursue their goals.
Now, I first heard about this program earlier this year, I think it was, from Barnstable Town Councilor Jen Cullum from Hyannis, and I know the drug problem locally has always been one of her concerns. This program seems to me to perhaps fall in the area of prevention in terms of dealing with this drug crisis that we've been dealing with in this region.
Yeah, we would absolutely categorize this as a prevention program. I remember talking with Jen one day who talked about one student that she had in mind that she was just really concerned that every day this student was walking on a fence. One day the decision might be, am I going to use drugs? And another day, the decision might be, I'm going to go to school and try to be successful today. And every day, it was a challenge for that student to determine which pathway they were going to take. And obviously, in a program like this, we're hoping to wrap around that student who's teetering on the fence and needs our help to stay on the right side of the fence.
Now, I'm wondering, it seems like this is the type of program that could actually help any kid, really regardless of what family they come from.
Yeah, the program really has evolved over the years. Originally it was targeted at minority students in different communities, and it has evolved to be much more focused on any kid. A lot of people would argue that every teenager is at risk, and so any student, no matter what category they're falling into, who is sitting at school thinking, I don't want to do this. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know if I want to pursue higher education. Doesn't matter what category they fall into. This program helps that student to figure that piece of the pie out. And that's a journey. And that's a lot of kids, actually. If you think about when you get into your freshman year and your sophomore year, and then it starts to get real serious in your junior year, it's a very challenging time for high school students to figure out, what do I want to do when I grow up? Gone are the days of, I want to be a fireman when we're in kindergarten, and then we actually go and do that. And I think that this program is willing to help any student who's really struggling with trying to figure out what that direction is.
And go ahead, Rene.
Can I add just a little bit to that? Because I just participated in the Build a Boat program, and it was out of the Barnstable Intermediate School. And there were 6 students, and together they were just students. But there was one student in that group of 6 that was at risk that I was able to sponsor. And stepping back and looking at them as a team work, what I saw was those students that had both parents supporting them were not what we are talking about at risk. How supportive they were of the other student. And amongst themselves, they were just students. And I think we owe our community the opportunity to break that boundary right in the program itself. They're students. They all have dreams. They all have aspirations. And that's what we're looking for.
It's really about the individuals, as you say. Now, you talked about mentoring with this program. What will be some of the other specific elements of this program? Will you bring these kids together on a weekly basis, or how will it work?
So the formality of the program is that the students will meet weekly. And some of the things that they will be involved in are the academic enrichment, the prerequisites to be able to be accepted into colleges. They'll visit college fairs. We'll work with them on financial aid workshops. We'll help them with college prep, including the SATs and ASAT preparation courses that I'm glad to say were recently made available to everyone. And there will be a number of what we call the World of Work workshops. And those World of Work workshops are where the professionals from the community will provide their insight to their skills.
And how will the scholarship element of this all work?
We will identify a few colleges that will provide scholarships specifically for the YMCA Achievers Program, and then we will seek out those scholarships that are appropriate for our students. I want to also say that my firsthand experience with the Achievers Program in Boston, 100% of the kids that participated went on to college, and 100% of them received some college scholarship.
That's remarkable. And so there are college scholarships, and you'll help them apply to those. And does the program itself give money out as well? And how does that work?
The idea would be for us to develop relationships directly with universities, either locally, here on the Cape, in Massachusetts, potentially in other states. The model in New York was that there were about 7 different universities that committed specifically 4-year full tuition, full room and board scholarships specifically for students in this program who met the criteria once they had been applied for and gone through a vetting process. We'd love to duplicate that here. We'd love to find different universities that really will speak to what it is that kids want to pursue for career paths. So if we're going to focus on tourism as an industry, and we want students to pursue career opportunities in that and then come back and be a part of the fabric of this community as professionals, then we want to find universities that really specifically focus on tourism and how do I go get my professional degree in that area of expertise.
Now, we only have less than a minute left, actually. So for people who want to help out, do you need mentors? Do you need referrals of students? What do you need from the public?
We need everything from the public. We need donations to support the program, to sustain it, because it is a free program for the students that will be involved in it. And we've had fabulous donors that have helped us launch the program since day one who really have supported us. But that will need to be continued. We're going to need adult volunteers that are willing to give of their time and talent to share a World of Work workshop with the students and talk about their careers and how they achieved as an adult. We're going to need people to help support different other elements of the program. We want to find collaborations and partnerships with the best of the best in who does SAT prep. We don't want to teach SAT prep. We want to bring those leaders to the table and have them present their expertise to the students.
And how do people get in touch with you? Is there a website they should go to, a phone number, email?
Well, you can visit the YMCA's website at www.ymcacapecod.org, or you can call the YMCA at 508-362-6500 and ask for Rene King, who is our Achievers Program Director, and she is ready to take on the help.
Such a fascinating program, and we could go on, for another half hour about it, but unfortunately we're out of time. I've been talking to Stacie Peugh. She's President and CEO of the YMCA of Cape Cod, and Rene King, who is the new Director of the YMCA Achievers Program, the new mentoring program at the Y. Thank you both for being with me here today.
Thanks, Laura.
You.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal.
This podcast is a presentation of Cape Cod Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Thank you for listening. For more information, please visit us at capecodbroadcasting.com.